Maschinengewehr des Standschütze Hellriegel Phantom. The Austro-Hungarian Standschütze Hellriegel submachine gun was developed during 1915. The prototype blends a pistol-caliber ammunition with the firepower of a machine gun, making it one of the world's first weapons to be considered a submachine gun. The Maschinengewehr des Standschütze Hellriegel dates back to 10.1915, presumably October 1915, and shows what looks to be a test firing of the weapon at a range. The archival entries indicate that the weapon was named after someone with the second name or the surname Hellriegel, while the Standschützen may refer to the designer being from a member of the Austro-Hungarian reservist force, the Standschützen, which was raised to defend the Austrian states of Tyrol and Wallenberg. The Standschütze itself may have been developed from the corps or even from a member within it. There is little information about the Standschütze Hellriegel available, and what is known is actually conjuncture. It is often described as a belt-fed submachine gun. However, it is in fact fed from a large drum magazine which held approximately 160 rounds. Much like the German Trommel or Snail magazine, which is more famous in the Artillerie-Luger and the more famous MP18 magazine, the Standschütze Hellriegel drum appears to have a coil spring attached to the new joint follower arm. How the drum is actually loaded is very unclear. However, it has a hinge cover and what looks to be a removable lever to tension the spring. There does not appear to be any dummy rounds attached to the follower to aid feeding. It may have another coil spring projection from the follower to feed the last round through the drum's flexible chute. The magazine itself is not fixed to the weapon's receiver as well, and instead was linked via a flexible chute. This may have caused some feed reliability issues as well because of the mud and blood of World War I and even the Alps of the Dolomites. It also appears to be fed from box magazines, which may have held an estimated 20 rounds. There are actually two types of box magazines that were tested. One was a normal closed box magazine, while the other one was a show-shot-like one in nature that would indicate to the shooter with a left side cut out that they were running low on ammunition, and they could see that ammunition deplete in real time. The Standschütze Hellriegel was also chambered in the 9mm Steyr, which was the Austro-Hungarian standard pistol ammunition, and was likely the weapon was also chambered in the 9x23mm Steyr round. How the Standschütze Hellriegel operated is still uncertain. However, yet again, it probably used a blowback action, while the two projections from the rear of the receiver may have suggested a double recoil or dual recoil spring. The weapon was also aimed by using a folding ladder sight on the top of the receiver. The gunner is often shown with an assistant gunner wearing an ammunition carrier with slots for 5 drums and 2 drawers. The gunner appears to be wearing a sort of over-the-shoulder brace harness with wide straps that may have interfaced with the weapon at the gunner's waist, where a metal fitting is just visible. This would be similar to the BAR or the walk-in fire, which would actually be a walk-in fire brace belt. Another interesting feature of the Standschütze Hellriegel was that it was a water-cooled barrel with a jacket barrel encased in leather. It had a pair of ports to fill and drain the jacket of water. Beneath the jacket is a tube hand grip which can be seen with the operator supporting the barrel's weight within it, and Ian would love to call it a tactical tuner. How the drum's magazine's flexible chute may have been used in the field is very unclear, with it probably requiring a lot of support to feed properly. The use of box magazines may have been planned for a walking fire tactic, while the drum was used for a sustained fire. Unlike the Italian Villa Perosa, which was designed as a support weapon, the Standschütze Hellriegel does not appear to have any provisions for a bipod, which would indicate an envisioned offensive weapon and could be fired from the hip or the shoulder during an advance. The Standschütze Hellriegel does not appear to have any progress beyond the prototype stage, of course, and the reasons for this remain unclear yet again. Refinement to the drum attachment to the firearm, and perhaps the removal of a water jacket altogether, this may have been very useful. Despite not being adopted as the Standschütze Hellriegel alongside the Villa Perosa, these are one of the certainly most earliest submachine guns designed and developed during World War I. Too unreliable, maybe even too costly, but for sure it was ahead of its time. The Phantom of World War I. Thanks for watching the guns that was never were. Sorry, wait, hold on, that was worded wrong. Thanks, and that's it, that's all I have for you. I'm out of breath. That's it, that's me. No weapons, it were not used by anyone, no regiments, nothing, no variants. It's just a prototype weapon, but I hope you enjoyed. Guns that never were, sorry. But anyway, hope you enjoyed and hope you learned something about the Phantom of World War I. And go check out Ian's and go and check out Max Moss's article on this, because it's very interesting and you can actually see the pictures and parallels to it. So there you go. I hope you have fun, hope you learned something, and yeah, the weapon that pisses everyone off in Battlefield 1, so enjoy. I'm gonna enjoy this. Learn something.